Hi, I'm Jeremy Terrio for REV. Tonight we're excited to bring to you our final Tailgate Show of the season featuring the Santa Maria Gators and the Dutchtown Griffins. You're going to hear from students, principals, and staff, plus we'll find out how both coaches are preparing for the big game. Get ready, the REV Tailgate Show starts now. Let's begin at Dutchtown High School, where we put together a few feature stories of student groups and organizations outside of just football. Check it out.
As drum major, I love the sense of unity in our band. I love the community and being able to interact with all of the younger members of the band as well as my peers that are my age, and I love getting to experience all the musicality and all the growth that all of my peers go through.
You know, it's amazing how they come in and they're, an open book, and you just watch them grow. You teach them the fundamentals of music, and they if they buy into it, they're going to go straight forward and get well in all their instruments.
Dutchtown is something grand. It's something that is valued and is to be a part of. It is beyond. We go beyond in all ways.
Band is very focused on working together. You can't have people not playing together, not watching, not focused on being a group. Like, unity is very centered around band.
Every show that we have it kind of develops through a course of many design meetings, planning, throwing ideas off of each other as a staff. The show might not start as the show that it ends up, but it's kind of interesting to see the process, the journey that we take.
I focus on relationships first, and that may sound silly, but people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. I would say that the third aspect would be attitude. You really have to come with a growth mindset. You have to want to get better. You have to want to be here. And yeah, it's all about how you're thinking about it.
Each person has their own sets of needs that they need to be met, and you have to go either down or up to their level, whatever they need to be met at, meet them, and then from there raise them up to help them grow within the band.
That really transfers into other parts of life. You learn how to work as a group because you have to for band. It's not really an option. Because the show, it's a musical thing, but it's also very visual. The band marches, the color guard shows their musicality and movements through all the visuals that they do. So they're definitely a huge part of the band.
Dutchtown's great. I don't know how else to say it.
I'm really just focused on myself because I know I have to bow good, but at the same time, I know it's a team sport. When I step onto the approach, I just lock in like I don't hear anyone else. I just lock in.
There's actually two teams. There's a boys team and a girls team. So I have my hands full with both of them. They are cohesive. We don't have separate practices. Everybody practices together. I don't put the girls on one set of lanes and the boys on the other. I mix them all up based on what they need to work on, any particular practice.
I'm very determined. I love what I do. I'm a very competitive person. So when it comes to practices and everything, I take it very seriously. I try to focus on the little things that I need to fix and not one whole big thing at a time. I take it step by step.
Sometimes we video ourselves to get little pointers on what we mess up on and how to fix it. Kind of just the little things you have to work on, like spare shooting, or if your approach is a little messed up, you can fix it. Kind of just the simple stuff.
A lot of them have been bowling a long time. They practice a lot. The girls team last year were state champions because the majority of the team bowled 5 days a week. They bowled Sunday in league, Tuesday in league, Wednesday and Thursday on team, and then Saturday in league.
I love all my teammates. They're amazing. They're so supportive. I could not ask for anyone better than them. They were so supportive.
If it's meant to be my day, it's going to be my day. If not, boo-hoo. It's another day. I have tomorrow, the next day, the next day.
I like having our little team and our 8 people right now for the girls. But to get as many girls as we can to join the team would be nice.
I love being a Griffin cheerleader because it's just a whole different atmosphere at the school. It's such a big school, so just the atmosphere at football games is really no other. It's just awesome to be able to cheer on such an amazing football team and have such crowd engagement.
I think that we are definitely very spirited here. So we definitely put a lot of effort and time into making sure our events are fun and energetic. Confetti and smoke and our students jumping up and down and yelling so loud.
Constantly do our stunts over and over again. It's repetition that matters. Our routine is just 2 minutes and 30 seconds, but it's all of the hardest stunts you can do, all the hardest tumbling passes you can do. It's technique. It's all technique and how well you can do it, how well you perform.
Come in and they're such little babies, and it really is such a transformation that they go through with us, just learning responsibility, life skills, leadership, service for everybody here. So it's really a treat for me to be able to see them grow up and then let them fly, let them leave the nest and go on and do great things.
People look to you to be spirited when it comes to school events, and that you're always representing your school well. It comes with great responsibility.
That perseverance and just that mindset of never giving up, always giving your 100%, that is definitely something that helps in other areas of life. Definitely my favorite thing about being a cheerleader has just been the friendships that I've made and the bonds I've made with these girls.
Nothing is better than a Friday night light, in my opinion. That's why I would love being a Griffin cheerleader.
No shot that Santa Ma's beating us at all, just putting that out there. And they're also one of our biggest rivalries. Obviously, we literally grilled a Gator last year.
When we play Santa Ma or EA, our student section, you just get on, as soon as you get on the sideline, you just see the difference in the crowd. You just see the difference in the student section. Everyone has more enthusiasm. Everyone's more excited because they know that it's going to be a good and close game.
I love being on the robotics team because I feel like the club is just very unique. A lot of it is building up to competitions and working with our teammates and problem solving, and I think we just have a good group of people ranging throughout all grades.
The first half of our season is just engineers. The engineers go at it. I'm not an engineer, but they do amazing work, and they're designing a robot. And then once they finally get it down, the programmers come in, and I'm a programmer, so I'm really excited about that.
Very much everything is from scratch. You have goals that you need to achieve in terms of scoring points, but you have to think creatively and try to come up with solutions on their own.
We were hoping to make it to state, but after the first qualifier, it was kind of maybe this is going to be a challenge. We had 2 weeks to rebuild the robot, and we got on that, and we ended up qualifying, and that was a great moment just to be able to stay after school and do what I liked.
And that kind of gave us some momentum into this season, where the kids are now, fired up, earlier than usual, even though competitions are not for a couple more months.
Game plan in our head as it's actually playing out. How do we get points? How do we score above this all team that we are competing against? How do we win, essentially?
And I think it's just a really cool club to be able to put your mind into something physical and then be able to compete with that.
We just started our season. We had tryouts about 2 weeks ago. Last week was our first practice. We are welcoming 43 female gymnasts, and we have a male gymnast this year that will compete.
Last year we won state, and we made sure as a team we went to every single practice, and we just kept each other responsible. Being a state champion means a lot. We worked so hard towards this goal, and it's just absolutely incredible to have reached that before ending my high school career.
This is my second year on the Dutchtown Gymnastics team, and it's really just a lot of fun, and the friendships are that I make are good, and the coaches are really supportive, and it just makes it a really good experience.
Seeing some of these girls come into a new sport and a new experience, and being able to teach them and guide them and show them that they are capable of doing so much more than they thought that they could do is a gift to me.
She always asks if we want to try a new skill, and she'll help us with it if we really need it. And she'll tell us that she believes in us. She's really supportive whenever it comes down to doing something with gym.
Learning teamwork, dependability, reliability. The thing about gymnastics is that while we are a team, they all compete individually. And so they learn to cheer each other on.
Because if we don't have that, you probably can't win as a team. My favorite event to practice is definitely bars, but when it comes to competing, floor, I think it's a lot of fun.
Well, it's scored on a lot of technique and just like pointed toes, straight legs, make sure you look confident, chin up.
I feel like I've learned like a lot of like lessons that you need to know in life from gym, because you have to know how to like support other people and work hard. And like I've learned that you have to fail in order to succeed. Like you can't just go in and just expect to like do it right away.
We received a Reach a Kid, Teach a Kid grant from REV. And so when the opportunity came to write a grant, I knew that I wanted to be able to provide access to my students in my dual enrollment classes to be able to read historical works and see the process that historians use.
So with the grant we received as a class, we were allowed to pick a time in history that we could research. I chose the witch craze, which I looked ahead in some of our lessons and it really caught my eye. I thought it was very interesting, and I'm very excited that we got to pick on what we wanted to research out of Western civilization.
So the topic I picked for the book was the Actium War, and for me history was never my favorite subject, but this year I've been able to understand it a lot more and get a better view of it. And having this book grant and being able to pick a topic that I enjoy the most, it makes me love history even more.
So what we're hoping to do with the grant is to build a classroom library so that students in future classes will be able to access these texts as well.
What we try to do with our student aid program is we try to give them a baseline of information on the medical field and give them different areas of where they can learn and grow. And it allows them to see maybe this field is good for you, maybe not. But if you're interested in the medical field, you get a baseline of the information needed to go out there and be successful in your area of training.
I've created a lot of friendships out of talking to the athletes so much and out of knowing the student aides. So it's a really big family, and then we also get to shadow. We're basically shadowing the athletic trainers the whole time, which I love learning. So you're constantly learning, which is a really big part of why I love it.
Throughout athletic training, I learned how to communicate with people, how to eye contact, how to talk to people, how to socialize, how to interact with people, work with people. And I've built friendships. I have really good friends now because of athletic training, and I really enjoyed that.
I've always been one to help my little sibling and my little cousins. When they hurt themselves, I'm always the first one to be like, hey, are you okay? What do you need? That kind of thing. So it's always kind of been there that I wanted to help care for people in whatever aspect I could.
I think it's worth it. You're working long hours and they're unpaid because it's a club, but I don't know, you get this experience that you gain and the family that you get. It's beyond worth it to me.
As you can tell, the Griffin spirit is going strong. Ahead of this week's exciting matchup, our very own Megan Mercer caught up with Dutchtown principal, Mr. Matthew Monso. Take a look.
Thanks, Jeremy. So, Mr. Monso, just tell me how the school year's going so far.
Oh, the school year is going great. We've had another great start to our school year. Dutchtown High had such a successful school year last year with so many wonderful things taking place in academics and athletics, and we've really hit the ground running this year as well.
Great. And so I saw when I was coming into school this morning that there was a big banner before you walked in the front office that talked about you guys made the U.S. News and World Report. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. So we were recognized by the U.S. News and World Report as one of the top high schools in the state of Louisiana. In fact, when you look at schools that don't have any selective admissions, we're the top open enrollment high school in the state of Louisiana, and we're in the top 7% nationally in high schools. So we're really excited about that. We know that there are a lot of awesome things taking place here at Dutchtown High School, and that's just one measure that recognizes that for us.
That's fantastic. So let's pivot to the game that's coming up against Santa Ma, which is another district rival in the parish. So tell us how you guys are planning and getting the kids excited about that.
We don't have to do a whole lot to get the kids excited for that game. It's going to be a great matchup. Santa Ma's a great team, but we know that our kids prepare hard and they're ready to go, and the Griffins are going to win.
That was going to be my next question, but you guys heard it, and you heard the prediction that the Griffins will win. We'll have to wait and see on Friday night, but just a reminder, check us out on YouTube Sports starting at 6:50 with live coverage. We'll be right back with the REV Tailgate Show.
Lamar Dixon's role from an entertainment standpoint is to be an economic engine for South Louisiana and Ascension Parish, to create an environment that people don't have to really leave their home in South Louisiana to have a world-class entertainment value. The partnership between Lamar and REV has been a seamless marriage that I don't know how we lived without, and really knew what they were talking about and took the time to learn what we did instead of just sell us a product. I knew that that was going to be our company for life. I highly recommend REV Business.
Welcome back. We recently had a chance to talk with Dr. Edith Walker, the new superintendent of Ascension Parish Schools. Check it out.
So let me start with this. Ascension is such a great school district, so I don't think that there's a lot of new things that we have to layer in, but it is important that we expand the things that we are doing. So for example, literacy. We know right now our K-3 students, we have about 70% who are on target on their reading level. So we have 30% of those students that we really need to work with to make sure that they are successful moving forward. Our teachers have been trained in the science of reading. They are energized and they are ready to make sure that all of our students are on target. Another great thing that I think happens in Ascension Parish is there is a great relationship between our business industry and our school system. So one of the things that we're going to do moving forward is we want to challenge our small and large businesses to really give back not to our school system, but to our students in way of scholarships. So we are trying to increase the number of scholarships that our students are earning so that they can fulfill the dreams of their choice when they walk out of our school system. But what I realize more often when I'm in schools is the work of our teachers. We have fantastic teachers in Ascension Parish. They work hard to meet those individual needs of our students. Right now, we're about 86% certified teachers, and in some districts that's unheard of. And so people come to us, teachers come to us because of the support that we offer to them, but I'm telling you, we are successful because of their work. Now let's talk about everybody else who kind of helps with that, right? So our bus drivers and our cafeteria workers and our maintenance workers, all of those people kind of work to make sure that our teachers have great products. And our community members, they support us so much. They are here for open houses. They are here when we need them for their kids. So all of those efforts play into being #1 in the state. It is not just one thing that makes that happen. It's many things that make that happen. So I was an assistant principal at Santa Ma for 3 years, but it is all of that friendly rivalry, that wholesome rivalry between these two schools that make this game so meaningful.
I promise we're going to get to football in just a minute, but first, let's go back to Santa Ma High School to check out how students are embracing the Gator spirit.
Gator Rally is a student-based club here at Santa Ma High School. It's a student-driven club that has literally been a tradition here at Santa Ma High since 2006.
So Jolie Hartman was a student of mine, my student worker, and she was the president and announcer for Gator Rally her junior and senior years. And so to have her come here and work with me and be part of this club and help me bring it back has been an honor for me.
When we're getting ready for an event, I feel a very sense of pride and happiness because usually there's like 10 to 20 of us, 30 of us all playing music, singing, joking around while also getting the work done. And I like very much preparing for events because it just builds that sense of pride even more. And I hope get ready for other people to see what we're doing, and I hope they enjoy it as much as we do.
Like me, just the tradition here, black and gold and the Gator Pride, it's something that Gator Rally, we make sure to provide all students throughout the school year. There's 28 different sports here, so Gator Rally loves to highlight all of our student athletes.
Even though we're promoting the sports and doing all these things, we're hoping that we're actually growing the culture of the school and making kids just have fun and enjoy coming here and realize that school has so many things to offer that they can enjoy and have fun with.
If you're like me, you were born a Gator, pretty sure your first nursery rhyme was the Santa Ma High alma mater.
When I leave Santa Ma, I plan to take away a community that'll hopefully last all throughout my life, because this community is very tight-knit and I hope I'm friends with these people forever.
As an athletic trainer, we take care of people's most prized possessions. And we are very obligated every day to take care of people's children. And we have to care for them. You have to be extremely selfless. That's why these students are critical to the workforce that we have here and also a part of the care component that we have. We probably have 50 people directly involved at Santa Ma High School with the care of the student athlete here.
Yes, sir. Having this under my belt can actually help me on like resumes and stuff. Like being in this program has taught me so much already, experience-wise. I get hands-on activity that you don't get in the classroom. So like they also have the sports medicine classes, but you won't get the same feel as being in the actual program where you're in here all the time, working with the athletes, getting to know them on a personal level.
I guess I like helping them back to like health and like where they started, because they're like devastated that they like kind of have to come here, but it's like if they want to get better and go back to what they were doing, then like that's what I like to do. I want to like help them out so they can like get back on track to where they were.
So once they've actually done the work and they get back to where they want to be, it's really great to see them being able to thrive like that. And it's so great, like when there are so many athletes who are so appreciative about it, so they always want to say thank you, and it's warming, I guess you could say.
You know, I get to be a teacher, I get to be a mentor, I get to be an athletic trainer, I get to develop young athletic trainers, being a preceptor. So it's really, you know, it's been extremely rewarding for me to have that, you know, to have all those opportunities through a district and through a time frame, not just that I was just here to tape ankles.
So I'm on color guard, and I really love how the people are on this team, and I love the coaches, and I love being part of something that grows into such a big thing that only really lasts for a few months.
You know, you're not gonna be perfect every time, and you know, it's the reality of it. My favorite part of it is like whenever like there are those like big hits in the music and you like have like a really hard toss or like a jump or like a leap or whatever, you stop worrying about like all like the technical stuff, and you just go with the flow. You just do it.
They're there to emphasize the sounds that the band makes in terms of adding a visual effect to it, the meaning behind the music, the meaning in regards to what the show stands for, and then trying to also teach them acting skills as well, because it's not just the movement, but it's also the emotion that they're feeling while doing the movement.
So in color guard, we had to be really precise in not just our bodies, but our equipment, and some people kind of struggle with that.
We're at the very top, and it's like diagonal down our body, and you're like a half of inch off of that. You can very much tell if you're off or if you're on.
I mean, winning is always like a fun thing, but I really enjoy seeing like the interactions that they have. That's what makes me feel good inside, when I can see that they understand why we do things a certain way. Like you can see it on their face. It's like a light bulb moment goes off.
Being a Gator, it's, you know, having a sense of community. You know, I've always felt welcome here. I've always had like if I've ever had a problem, I've always had someone to come to. It just welcoming, and people are happy to help.
When we really nail a performance, you can really tell just in the energy with everyone. Like everyone walks off the field completely feeling good, knowing they just left all their emotions, all their feelings, all their energy out there for the audience to see.
Like they have this little sassy attitude. They know that they hit it. They know going out, I'm gonna hit it because they've practiced great. And then when they come off the field, the first thing they say is, "Oh, Miss Matthews, I killed that. That was amazing." And I was like, I know you did.
Gator Data is a student-run, student-led newspaper for the students and faculty here at Santa Maria High School and our local community members that are interested in the happenings at Santa Maria. It's our job to give them the news of everything happening here.
Santa Maria High School is filled with so many amazing opportunities and amazing things that you can do, and I think through the Gator Data, we kind of just bring that out and give them the extra spotlight, and it gives them a way to feel important and to feel like their story is being told, when some clubs and some sports don't necessarily get that opportunity through morning announcements and small things like that.
And sometimes you have a really, really good interview and it's easy to just write about because you're passionate about it, and some articles, they're a little bit more boring. So you have to make them not boring.
And, you know, I enjoy editing people's stories. I like giving people feedback. I like getting feedback. You always learn. I always learn something when I'm editing other people's stories, so look out for in my stories when I'm writing.
The miniature newsroom in our classroom, essentially. Everyone has a different job, and those jobs rotate. So we've actually been doing a weekly digital edition, about 3 to 4 pages that we send out to the school, and it's of stuff that has happened in the past week. It's engaging, it's exciting, and it's a really rewarding job getting to tell your community's story. It's really great.
So like normally when it's the paper at school, it's just the students and the faculty reading, but now that it's like out for everyone to see, parents, grandparents, siblings, everyone's reading it. I like writing about our Santa Maria football team because it gives me a chance to get to know the boys more, and it also gives me a chance to paint them in a light. Like last season was really tough for them, so now that they're having a good season, it's really fun to put that out there and watch them enjoy that.
There's some clubs that I want to know more about, and so I love to have an excuse to go and talk to the teacher, go talk to a student that's been in it, or just get everyone's perspective.
It makes you enjoy your school a lot more, and it really pumps up your school spirit.
Next, we take it back to Megan, who had the pleasure of speaking with Santa Maria High's principal, Miss Christina Carter.
So, Miss Carter, how's the school year going this year?
Everything is going great. We are really excited. We had a great opening, and now we are just cheering on the Gators during football season, but everything's going great so far.
Awesome. So this is your first year as principal of Santa Maria High School. Any new initiatives or exciting things you have planned for the school year?
We are really just focusing on giving our students experiences that they can use here and mainly after they leave us. So that is just a big push with our students, with our staff. We just want to make sure they have positive experiences here while they're with us.
So let's talk about the big game against Dutchtown. Do you guys have anything fun, exciting planned for the staff and the students?
Oh, we're actually going to do 2 pep rallies. We're going to have one for our freshman and JV squad and then another one for varsity, just to make sure they're hyped for such an awesome game.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Ms. Carter. Don't forget you can watch the big game this Friday night on REV YouTube Sports starting at 6:50. We'll be right back with the REV Tailgate Show.
REV Business started small in 1935. We built our reputation by providing hometown service with Louisiana hustle. For nearly 90 years, we've expanded across our great state, through the swamps and across the Mississippi, bringing fiber optics from the capital to the North Shore, all to connect your business with the world. REV is about big business technology with small business personal service.
For a limited time, get up to $300 off business services. Call or visit us today at letsrev.biz.
And of course, the reason we're all here, the rivalry game. Let's hear from the coaches and a few of the players.
Off-season was tremendous. We got 26 seniors, which is a little bit of a smaller class for us, but they're extremely tight. They're a well-knit group. They do a lot of stuff together. They genuinely care for each other, and our seniors are kind of leading the way this fall. We're playing good in all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams. And, it's mostly those seniors, but we have a lot of good role players that which is the difference between, good teams and potentially great teams, is guys understanding their role and accepting those roles and fulfilling them to the best of their ability.
It's really good group of guys. We get along well and stuff, and I feel like we do things the right way. I'm excited for the rivalry game because I feel like we're a much better team this year, and we're going to show what we're capable of.
If we're ever going through a tough time like last game, we were down, but this group of seniors definitely helped us step back up in that game, and they helped us come back and win.
Yep, and Dutchtown is, they missed a few games because of no fault of their own, because of opponents not being able to play or forfeiting. So they're going into district undefeated, and so I'm sure they're going to be one of the top teams in our district, and that'll be a game that we have to get ready for.
Yeah, anytime you play one of your neighbors, right? It's like playing a family member. You want to do your best. You want to give your best effort, and the kids do that in all 3 of these schools, and soon to be 4 with Prairieville. We're really looking forward to that. High school sports has to be more than about just trying to win a championship, just trying to put a ring on your finger. It's got to be about developing the person and making young men for our community.
A lot of that, just learning how to focus and pay attention to stuff, just helped me with really anything I need. The family aspect of football, I feel like it would take me a long way in the rest of my life.
They know each other so well. They know each other more than the coaches know the kids, right? It's something special that we have in Ascension Parish, and I'm excited about it growing with Prairieville opening next year.
We at REV want to wish both teams good luck tonight. And to all our customers, thank you for allowing REV to be your communications provider. We're Louisiana grown and REV proud. That's it for tonight. See you next time on the REV Tailgate Show.